Kane, it's 1-0. We're fucking down. 13th in the championship. The takeover happened as I said it would. People will be. Oh, when have we got Leeds? Now then, people, welcome back to the Just Your Football Show. I was just getting myself psyched off air there. I'm excited for this stream because I'm going to be speaking to Jack from Matchday Vlogs, who's genuinely one of the funniest content creators I actually know. And we're here to discuss Sunday's big one, the biggest game in English football. We're trying to ramp it up, you know, as much as we can. Not that it needs much ramping up, but I asked Jack to come on and he agreed, and he sent me some of the funniest pictures I've ever seen in terms of for a thumbnail, and he was like, I'm going WWE vibe. So he went Sami Zayn, I went Big Boss Man, and here we are. But let's bring him in. Jack, how are you, my man? You well?
Yeah, mate, I'm all good. Ready to rumble like we've been saying all week. Yeah, mate, it's just like same about you. Anxiety for the weekend. It's all just building up, and we've just got to live in it now, don't we? Until penalties, I guess.
Yeah, probably. Although, mate, you must be. Look, I know we've seen a few reactions on Twitter to something that someone else said on my video that I had nothing to do with. I'm getting stick because Ryan Dilks of the second tier said it should be a walk in the park for Leeds. Again, I was shocked because in regulation season you beat us twice. So, Jack, that must give you confidence, the fact that on both occasions you beat Leeds quite comfortably.
Do you know what? We're in this weird position where we've kind of beaten you twice, but somehow we're still looking like the underdogs coming into Wembley. Like people are still figures like, and I think we kind of take that because it almost takes the pressure off the boys a little bit, the pressure off us a little bit, to be like, if we just go out there and play our game like we have been, like last time we played you, you know, Friday night, it should be an all right night for us. Like I am at a position where I'm not really looking at the Leeds team too much, thinking, oh, that's worried of them. I'm just thinking, if we play our game, surely we're going to be all right. So for me, coming in as underdogs and the way people are talking suits me just fine. Yeah. I do love it. I've had some messages today being like, you need to talk to that Joe tonight, let him know. It's like, I'm pretty sure I've listened to it.
And I didn't say it. Like, I did not say it. You know?
I listened to it. It's like, Joe sounds like a Leeds fan, and Ryan Dilk sounds like he's got a Leeds fan next to him. Like, that's...
Yeah, that's a great point. Because, like, I spoke to Benjamin Bloom last night, I spoke to Ryan the night before, and on both cases, I'm, like, bricking it. You know, I'm genuinely bricking it. Yeah. So, I don't know where this notion comes from that I'm actually confident going into this, because I think, like, Herbert's hit it right. If anything, I'd give it 60-40 Saints just because you've beaten us twice. The only team this season to do the double over Leeds.
Yeah, and I think everything kind of works in our favour in the sense that we've not had that stress of fighting for the top two.
Yeah,
we were in it for a little bit, but let's be fair. By the time,
and as soon as you got in it, you went, "Yeah, we don't want to be a part."
Never mind. that mad unbeaten run, best the club's ever seen. Don't worry about that. We're just throwing it out of the window, and it's almost like it was a tactical play from Russ because we're now coming into it thinking, well, you know, you've had all that noise about the disappointment with Farker. Is it a disappointing season? That kind of thing. Whereas for us, we're like, we were always kind of thinking playoffs, and now we're here. You know, it's a shame that maybe we didn't capitalize when we were going on that run. But in reality, I think we all thought we were going to a trip to Wembley, and now it's actually here. We're like, oh, bro, it would have been nice to go Automax, wouldn't it?
Oh, definitely. Although, if you get automatic promoted these days, the top 6 clubs come for your manager. I don't know if you've seen this. Enzo Maresca, Chelsea, Kieran McKenna, Brighton. Yeah. Maybe it was the best thing we didn't do. He's getting automatics. Our managers won't be here, mate.
Well, here's the thing. No, Russell Martin's a Brighton boy, so if we were going up, there would have been those links pretty strong. I mean, we even heard them in January, to be fair, and we were like, what are you talking about? Like, there was no words of matey going, so we were like, all right, back off. So, yeah, we'll take people looking away. Mate, it's the Southampton way. As soon as we have players that play well, they go. So,
talk to me about Russell Martin, because I can't lie to you, I don't mind Southampton. I like their fans. I really enjoy some of your players, but I just really dislike the manager. How are you on it? Because I think he split the fan base at times this season, right?
I think he has, and I think there are people that see, like, I think from the outside looking at it, and a few fans like, mate, when I left, which game was it? I think it was actually, it might have been 3-1 when we beat you at home.
Yeah,
I had people on the way out just going, "Oh, it just wasn't an electric performance, was it? It was still passing side to side." Like, just beating Leeds 3-1, and you're talking like this. And I think that's something that never left a lot of people. And if you don't like that, you're never going to really be on it, and you're going to see what's going on as well. But I love him, mate. I think he, he talks honest when he needs to, and when he needs to play the sort of like the the dark arts a little bit and like shed it, he will. And when it ties lips, I love that. He kind of just feels like a player manager in that sense. Because he's still young, he's still got that vibe to him. He's got that vibe to him. And unlike a lot of teams, like we had Ralph and we had that one system, and then when that system failed, that was it. And then we tried to flip that with Jones, and that. And then
Nathan Jones is worse than Russell Martin. I will say that as an individual.
We can all agree on that one. And it's just, and now we've got a manager who does switch up the tactics when we need to. And I think that's something that's going to be big going into Sunday, because we are switching things around. We are dealing with attackers being out and doing different things, and he's just thrown some different things out there, like options this season, and it's kind of nice to see. But how's Farker been? Like, is it disappointing?
A lot of fans don't like the fact that we didn't get automatic and are calling it a failure and stuff, which I disagree with personally. I think, to get 90 points, same goes for Russell Martin, to get 87 and not get promoted. It's a bit wild, isn't it? And in any normal season, you're probably going up.
You see those points. If somebody said to us beginning of the season those points, you think, well, that's first place then, isn't it? That's
exactly.
Done.
Yeah. We're going up.
I remember having we did that sort of pre-season show. I think even there, because the takeover was still going on, and you weren't that certain about automatics.
No.
There were those doubts there then. So coming to
you were there, weren't you, when Locke said they were going to get the points target? I mean, they won the league, so we can't really say much, can we? But
that points target dropped away pretty quick. Didn't it? So, but at one point, you're a little bit like,
he's going to do it. Yeah, exactly.
We're going like right idiots. And then, so me and you have kind of ended up in the spots we probably thought we were going to be. And I might have been a bit, big-headed like I always am, and said we're going to finish first and beat that points total as well. But in reality, we think we're both kind of leveled out where we thought we'd be, just with the madness of Ipswich.
Yeah, exactly. And then, like you mentioned, the start wasn't the best for Leeds United with all the upheaval and all that stuff at the football club. Can we talk? We're gonna have to, because everyone keeps mentioning it in the chat. Rishi Sunak. I think this might be the only time, Jack, that Leeds are actually supported by the rest, quite a large portion of the country, because they want to see Sunak's tears. But what do you make to him being in the stands? Are you not like, just please do us a favour and not come?
Mate, it's such a, every time you see it, such a publicity stunt. It's the only thing that makes him somewhat relatable to people that he goes to the football matches.
Yeah.
But I hate it. Every time and I hope that on Sunday, if he's there, which he most definitely will be, I hope there will be a bit of unity with everybody in town where to go. I hope there's that one moment of all right, this is the most important game for both our clubs, but we just take a moment to join hands and tell that rat where to go, that wet rat.
I have seen a Leeds fan on Twitter buy a male blow-up model and a mask of Sunak, so I think that might be in the stands at some point in the Leeds end, which will be great. All the fans going down, Jack. You've sold out your allocation. Did so before Leeds, I believe, but obviously we have the tiered system, but I'll let you have that. You sold out before Leeds. Are you going down? Are you excited?
Yeah, mate. Oh, absolutely. You know what? I actually think Friday night actually settled it down a little bit, because I don't know if you've seen some of the imagery of Friday night with pre-game at Southampton. There's a fair amount of people outside. Say what you want about a club asking them to come down, but I tell you what, it felt like it was a real vibe. It felt like a big fan base together. And I think, oh my God, doing that again, but with 39,000 fans.
Yeah.
Or 38, I think it's just 37.
What did you make post-match, can I ask you, Jack? Obviously, on the pitch, then having to go at West Brom. What do you make to that? Because, look, I'll be honest with you. I see it as, hang on a minute, lads, you haven't gone up. Yeah, you got to the final, but you haven't gone up yet. How do you feel about that?
It was that thing of because of what the pre-game was, I understood it completely. We were worked up into a frenzy there. There was flares on the outside, So I understood why it happened, but I was sat there going, the job's not done. Nothing's done. And a credit to Mike, who does matchday vlogs with. I do matchday vlogs with, but he cut pretty much all of that out of the video, because we weren't really. We were just sat there going, we didn't have our end of season game. The last game of the season was poor. And that last home game was terrible. And it left a bitter taste in everybody's mouth. And I thought that Friday night was going to be the moment that the players get on that pitch to say, right, this is it now. Let's go to Wembley and have that moment. So I was a bit gutted that they didn't get off. I mean, you see it happen, you think, right, 1 or 2.
Yeah,
but then when you just see the floods and the fact that all the stewards are there and the police are there, you think, I get why you can't, but you could have stopped a few people. And if you stop the first 10, you're going to stop the next. So, I wasn't the biggest fan of it, but I get from the outside why it looks bad. But the vibe was so good for the whole night that I kind of I just understood it. I was like, yeah, everyone's having a party right now, so get on the pitch.
Fair. Obviously, going into the game, mate, you mentioned Russell Martin switched it up tactically. I was quite surprised to see him come to Elland Road and put 3-5-2. He went with 3 centre-backs, didn't he? And then I think, was it Manning or it might have been Fraser at left wing-back and then Kyle Walker-Peters on the other side. How do you expect he's going to set up going into the final? Is Shea Adams back? Will he come in? Does that mean David Brooks drops out? How do you think he'll do it?
I think that we're in this weird position where we don't really know what he's going to do. And I think that's a part of the tactic as well. I do think, Farke having to really, have the struggle to guess what formations he's going to put out there. I mean, Shea and Ross Stewart haven't been any of the week build up, no videos. So everyone's like, are they still out? But I wouldn't even be surprised if they're training, they're just not putting them on video just so you don't know what's going on. I do think it is a bit of a manager versus manager match for me. And then what happens on the pitch does, because you forget, mate, that Farke was the guy that dropped Russ out of the Norwich team.
Yeah, I did a video on it this morning, where Russell Martin got an interview on Talk Norwich City where he said, basically he binned me out, he put me in the 23s, I was gone basically. So there's that little bit of needle there, isn't there, clearly?
Yeah. A little bit of needle there, and you've got the 2 games, I think that for Russ as a manager and as just for that sort of ego that is in the game, to do that to the that sort of dropped you out when you're a legend. He was a big player for Norwich, captain. So I think he would just love to do that. And the fact that tactically he's had that Farke's number twice this season, and now he's thrown in a few more tactics, so he's really playing on it. So that for me, that's what the matchup really is. But I have no idea what it's going to look like. I know the midfield 3, it'll be Smallbone, Aribo, and Downs. I know that.
Yeah. Well, that's the area of the pitch, Jack, that I'm really worried about is midfield, because that's the area of the Southampton when I've watched you play, and also Kyle Walker-Peters when he inverts is where I go, that's where they get most of their joy. When Flynn Downs plays, they win the majority of the games. I've been impressed by Will Smallbone. I almost say he's got a force field round him where no one can get near him when he decides to run into the box and take a shot. He always seems to be free. So that midfield does concern me. It'll be interesting to see how Farke, if he tries to match it up and go with 3 in there, or will he be happy to go with the 4-2-3-1, which he's done so far this season, and on both occasions you've beat us. So do you think that's your strongest area of the pitch, or do you think Adam Armstrong in goal? Because defensively he can be got at, in my opinion.
I think that we have this fluctuation where he wants to place Jack Stevens like captain.
Yeah.
But having those 3 centre backs, it's how do you fit all that in and still keep the attacking line there? But the past few games where we're having that 3 at the back, then he pushes over to the right, with allowing the fullbacks to go forward. It works a lot stronger, and they're now drilled at it. I do think that we're in a position where all the formations we play, they're now drilled at it. It's worked a few times. They know what they're doing. So it is getting stronger. When Baz got taken out with that injury, I thought McCarthy coming into the goal was going to ruin us.
He's been great,
mate. He's been absolutely wicked. He is. I will hold my hands up and say I've been pretty much slagging off for the past 2 years. I think for good cause. If you want to see the worst thing ever, there's a free kick against Brighton where he's injured, so he asked Ward-Prowse to come back to the goal line to help cover it, allowing everybody to. It's the worst. I hated him.
He actually spent some time on loan at Leeds, when we were in League One, I think.
And I think he's just come in. It's not that he's found his level, but I think he's just thought, I ended contract.
Yeah.
Maybe I owe the club a little bit, for the past few seasons, and he's just been an absolute terror. He's been amazing, and he also Saints pass about the back. I'm sure you've noticed this season. We've passed it about that back a lot. And without Baz, we don't have that option to pass back to the goalkeeper. So it makes them direct and makes them look forward a lot more rather than thinking, right, I can go back one more time. It's like, right, I don't have that actually. So let's be a bit more progressive in our passing. That's what you see in those lovely balls over the top now, rather than, it's a bit more direct.
Yeah. Who do you, obviously you mentioned Shea Adams, you mentioned Ross Stewart and stuff. Is there anyone like that is a doubt for the game that Leeds United will be like happy with, like, oh, get in, you know?
It is honestly those two, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, it's wafer knees, to be honest. That's what's going on with our strikers right now. And yeah, the fact that Shea was, again, Russ was like he's gonna play in the playoff fight, the semi-finals, and then first game, resting him for Friday, and then he doesn't play Friday. He's like, I promise you, he's playing Sunday, and then not to see him in anything throughout the week. You're like, all right, well, how are we going to do this without the attacking options? But and the same with Ross Stewart. He's played probably a total of maybe 40 minutes for us this season. So we don't really know what's going on. And Mara, the other striking option, he just ain't that guy.
Yeah.
But it's that for us. It's going to be potency. If we're not putting them away quick and we're not being clinical, if we see that first half go when we're both missing chances, it's going to be really hard second half.
Yeah. I think the big doubt for us is Bamford. I don't think he makes it either. But to be honest, that we arguably does it. Obviously, we played before you in the second leg. I watched your game. Quite comfortable, very comfortable in the end, really, for yourselves. But Leeds went on the Thursday, and we absolutely demolished Norwich. Did you catch the game? Were you watching it?
I watched the whole game, and I think you're right. I think it could have, if you were, on crack, it could have been 5-6, 7.
Yeah. Did you get worried seeing that at all? Like how well we played, or?
No, for me, it felt like a team again, a bit like West Brom. I think Norwich were going to play for either a draw or try to take it as far into the game as possible.
Yeah.
And when you break those teams, the floodgates open, and that's what I felt. I watched it. I was just like, especially when
they had to come out, right? They had to come out, and therefore you get,
exactly. So for me, especially when it's 3-0 at halftime, and the fact that it ended 4 actually was probably the bit that made me go, all right, well, it wasn't 6. You didn't go out there second half and just absolutely do it again, but it was still absolutely dominating. But I think for me, if you went out there and went, right, this is full of Saints fans watching, we're going to really pile in this. But the 4 still what it is. But I feel it's very similar to our match. I feel that especially the fact that West Brom's their goal. I think half the stadium was sort of looking the other way when no one really cared. So it kind of felt very similar. Where it was like but for reverse, second half we just came out flying, and once it crumbled, it crumbled.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Is there anyone from a Leeds United perspective you are worried about?
Well, as always, it was like it was Bamford, so I see him out. That kind of made me happy. I got a time hop the other day of the first game back from lockdown, which was Leeds at home, and me and Mike were the closest to the pitch. So
I remember, yeah.
I have nightmares about that, mate. It's that. And
didn't he do this to you as well?
Yeah, he literally came up to me and Mike and gave us the ears, and I was like, "Why? I hate football." Like the first game back, and it was that we were the only team that opening weekend that didn't even score a goal. Like it was Slum Alley, man. It sucked. And to see him out made me sort of feel good. But it's everything. I mean, when I watched the game the other night, I thought Somerville always looks great.
Yeah,
I think there's a lot in that team. Somerville, I think Perot is great. There's just a lot in that team I do struggle with, but for me, it's like, are you going to take those moments? If you take those chances and the moments, if you are potent quickly, that's where we struggle. But if we can hold you down, we'll play you out.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Isn't it? Jason Taylor said, "Evening, everyone. Midfield battle is the main thing." I think so too. I think that's where the game will be won and lost. So. I don't know how you feel about the shot, but I almost feel the first goal is going to be absolutely massive in this game.
Huge, given like the capacity that we've sold it out to, but it's going to be 2 sets of fans absolutely raring to go. And I think Leeds, it's one of the biggest fan bases, one of the loudest fan bases, but I think that also eggs on and the other team. Do you know what I mean? The fact
100%, I get that.
It does. And I think, as Saints fans as a fan base are so ready to be like, we're louder. We sold our allotment out more. We sold more tickets. Yeah, it's there, isn't it? I think you can already feel the atmosphere in the stadium before, we're 4 or 5 days out from 4 days out from it. And we're already like, it's fight time. It's ready to go. Like I think as soon as that first one goes in, that determined a few things.
Yeah, I'm so scared. Like, can I just ask you? Worst comes to worst, you don't get promoted. What are your aspirations for? Like, I'm actually, as mad as it sounds, and obviously I'll be on the floor on Sunday if we don't go up, absolutely on the floor. But I've already come to the terms with the fact that, okay, if we don't, next summer, we'll lose some top players, we'll lose some top players in Somerville and Nanto, and maybe others. But I'm sort of okay with that, and I realised, you know what, it'll be fine, we'll go again. What's your thoughts? Do you have issues financially? Are you concerned that you might lose too many players? What are your thoughts?
I think if you were to give me the perfect world, I would take the promotion money, but play the championship teams next year.
Oh, really? You've enjoyed it then. You've enjoyed it.
Have you not? Like the fact
No,
that
of course.
you go away
nice
and
to win games.
you feel like the big team. And like it's been a while for us as well. 10 years in the Prem, and that first half was fun. Second half was miserable. Like barely hanging on for season.
You were on the end of some 9-0ers as well, weren't you?
Mate, and I mean, even when we came down this season, lost 5 to Sunderland early on. I was like, oh, for God's sake, it's going to be like this down here as well. But no, it's been great to be on that. See Southampton do their longest run of unbeaten streak was incredible. That Swansea away game when we broke it was just absolutely unreal. It was so much fun. So to see those, it's been great. But you need your club to go up. Even if financially the club are like, no, we'll be fine if we stay down. We just have to recruit. Long term, it makes it even harder, And if you lose a lot and you can't rebuild like you could, it's difficult. I think it might be harder for you. Do you think Farke stays if he doesn't go up?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I think the 49ers, because we look at the end of the day, and you'll say the same if you don't go up. You had a good season. And if it weren't for Ipswich and Leicester, shooting off like they did, would have been fine. Would have been fine. So. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Would you be wanting Russell Martin gone?
Yeah, I think Russ for me is our guy. He's the guy to take us up, and I think he does. I think even with a more limited summer, I think with loan deals and everything, I think he still does that job.
Does enough, yeah.
But it's can he do? It's what will that look like? What will that squad have to look like given the restrictions?
Who will you lose, mate, if you didn't go? Because Kyle Walker-Peters, I can't believe he's still there. So surely he goes.
Right? So Kyle Walker-Peters goes. If we don't go, I mean, Shea Adams is end of contract anyway. So is Stuart Armstrong. He's gone. I doubt we're never going to keep Harwood Bellis on. He's on loan from City. Downs, obviously, we won't be able to keep him from West Ham. So it's the big core of the team. It'd be a whole lot of it. I mean, I still think going up, we're going to have to rebuild like half the squad anyway. I mean, I don't want to be a Nottingham Forest, but the squad that we'll probably end up having to put in might have to look like that. So I think it's the same. If we stay down, we're still going to lose an awful lot. But we've also got a lot of players out on loan. That will hopefully fetch.
That were like, is this like Alcaraz and stuff at you?
Yeah, we got Alcaraz there. We got Bella Kopchip they just won their league. Saleta Carr's been at Lyon, so we've got a few bits in there. Paul Anawachu is absolutely tearing it up in
Is that
Turkey.
the guy who's about 9 foot?
Yeah,
I remember him.
He's absolutely bagging them away in Turkey right now. So there's assets there. So hopefully I don't think it'll be too bad. But you need it, don't you? You're like, for the sake of your team, no matter what league you find. I mean, the fact that they're thinking about getting they're going to do that VAR vote makes me a little bit more hopeful about the Prem. Might be a bit more fun next year.
Yeah, I don't think they'll get rid of it though. We've got it in the final actually. How do you feel about that, man?
Stupid, isn't it? Stupid. Go all season without it.
Yeah, without it, and then it just makes no sense, does it?
Doesn't make any sense. But I'll be honest, there's been so many times this season where Adam Armstrong has been slipped a through ball and he's been onside. We're there going, he's onside, but they flagged it off because it's because it's how did he get to there otherwise? I'm like, if that works for us at Wembley, where we can get a couple of those in because they can see it's on, perfect.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing, isn't it? When the goals go in, we're going to be like, is it? You know what I mean?
That's the worst, man. Like that. Honest to God, I am now trained to just go absolutely ape when the goals go in. I think this season, especially when I watch back through the vlogs that we've done this season, I'm like, look at the joy in our faces when that goal goes in because we know it's in.
Yeah.
We know there's no arguing it. There's no stress, no anxiety about it. It's done. And to go back away from that, it's going to be a struggle. I just hope it doesn't interfere. For both of us, I just hope.
Yeah, 100%. It's not like if it's a VAR call, fair enough, but please don't make it a controversial one because then it's like, I would rather not have VAR and it be a wrong decision than be VAR and still somehow manage to get it wrong. Do you know what I mean? Like
if we can come at that game like on the losing side, I want to be able to go, we didn't play well enough, rather than we were
The
screwed
VAR
by
screwed
this.
us.
We would
Yeah,
this
exactly.
guy, this person outside the team made that decision. So it's like, yeah, that's what it's been about this season for sure.
Yeah, 100%. How do you think he's gonna not so much set up, but will he go defence first, or will it just be to keep possession of the football like you've done all season? I'm interested to see both, and I don't have the answers either. I'm genuinely interested on how each manager's gonna start the game. It's like, please just don't, because for me, I'm like, just don't concede. Please don't concede early. You know.
That's it. I think it depends on how cage it comes out of the gates. I think Russell's set up with that three at the back again. And because I think there's a good bit of variation there. If we want to be defensive, like you've got a lot of attack coming out, and we will need to cover that. So to have that many centre backs working together, having a tight back five, I think that'll work. Then when we attack, we can switch it really, really well. So yeah, I do think if you come to to play against Southampton and play football, that's where we kind of shine a light. We struggle against teams that are going to try and sit in. And I doubt Farker was going to want to just sit in at Wembley.
No, I can't see it either. That's what I mean. I think it could be cagey. It might be 1-0. To be honest, my prediction is 1-0 either way. I can't call it, Jack, if I'm honest. But we could also see an absolute humdinger, couldn't we, where both managers just go, right, my way's going to win out. Let's go. Do you know what I mean? And try and do that. But yeah, we'll wait and see. What's your score prediction? What are your thoughts? How do you see the game going?
I'm the same as you, where if I'm being honest with myself, I'm just like, I don't know which way it's going to go, but I think it's going to be very similar to the other games where I think Southampton 2-1. I always say 3-1 is 2-0 for a team with a bad defense. So for me, 2-1 is kind of where I'm thinking it. But Southampton need to lock off those games. We don't win 2-1 really, apart from Ellen Road. But so yeah, for me, I think 2-1. I think there's going to be goals for both teams. I think both teams will score. I think that's actually on my build a bit.
You're quite confident, Jack. I'm getting a sense of real confidence from you.
Here's the thing, if you don't back your team at this point,
you're
setting on bad ground. And leaving St Mary's the other night, talking to the fan, we're at a point where the fan base is united because there's nothing to argue about. You're in the final now. You know what players are available. You know what's going on, and you know the person around it. So everyone on the same side because we all want the same thing Sunday. And if you don't think it, mate, it don't happen. Visualization.
You're gonna manifest it. Manifest Premier League football. Yeah.
Manifest Premier League football, mate. If listen, Ricky Lambert told me if I talk nice to water, anything can happen. So that is what it's all about.
Ricky Lambert, Matt Lettice, you've got them all, haven't you? You know.
I love it, mate. I love Cracker Pot Alley. I don't know if you've seen the clip of Matt Lettice boying the West Brom fans at halftime on Friday. Halftime, Lettice on the microphone, first time since pre-COVID because he didn't want to get the jab and everything. And he's there going, so you got to be patient for this game because tell you what, West Brom aren't looking to play football, are they? They're not here to play a game of football, and it was like, here we go. Makes you think, doesn't it? Let's makes you think.
Makes you think.
That came out second half thinking we're going to beat the Baggies and the Earth's flat.
Oh God, that's killed me. Jay says, "Wow, I've tuned into the Viking Raiders." Yeah, exactly. We're there. That's so funny, mate. Wow. Right. So you're going 2-1. I think it'll be 1-0 either way. Honestly, I've been very, very confident all season. I was convinced we were getting top 2. When we went on our run, I thought we were going to win the league. I was like, yeah, let's go. And maybe I've been humbled a little bit over the last few weeks, the way that we crumbled after the international break. I was nervous ahead of Norwich. And I think it was good to be like that because I was so surprised. So, again, I still cannot call how this game is going to go. I genuinely don't have a Scooby-Doo. All I know is I think the first goal will be crucial. Mm-hmm. It could be, 1-0 either way is my thing. So I'm going to stick with that. I think the first goal wins it. I hope I'm wrong because, if I go in with that mindset and you get it, I'm fucked, aren't I? Because then I'll be like,
we've lost. Miserable next 30 minutes for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Again, you'll be like, yeah, but they scored first.
Exactly. But yeah, I'm going to go one. I'm 1-0 either way. 1-0 either way. You're going 2-1 Southampton. All I will say, Jack, is thank you for coming on, but also good luck, man. Good luck.
Yeah, man.
You're a top guy.
Honestly, so good luck to you. Hopefully, you never know. We might see you around the ground on Sunday. You down Sunday?
I'm not, mate. I'm working it. Yeah, mad, mad. But that's the life of a content creator, isn't it? I guess
that is it. Nothing worse when you're around like full-time influencers and they're like, you go into the game. It's just like, no, I've got a job. Idiot. Of course not.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I'm working it, but hopefully. Yeah, we'll be celebrating after. Hopefully, we'll be.
Either way, I'm sure I'm going to hear from you Sunday.
Oh yeah, 100%. I will be there. All Southampton fans will. We will be there. All them ones that have dug me out for something Ryan Dilk said today, I will be there. You know what I mean? I'll say Ryan was right. Yes, and I paid him to say it. Someone said I'd asked him to say it to Farm Engagement, and I was like, "What? If that was the case, I'd have clipped it up and put it out on socials, wouldn't I?" But I'm not into that. But yeah, listen. Good luck, though. Good luck, mate. And may the best team win, yeah?
That's the way it works.
Yeah, it is. Listen, folks, make sure you check out Matchday Vlogs with Mike and Jack. It's a great channel. There'll be content for the final, the final, the other Leeds games. Go check that out as well. And there's a video scheduled for the morning, which will be out for those that set off to work at 6 a.m. It'll give you a morning commute video. And then hopefully I'll have a live stream on the night, a bit of a preview with some Leeds United content creators, because we've spoke to Jack, a Saints fan, we spoke to Ben Bloom, we spoke to Ryan Dilks. Now we need to get the Leeds fans on and see what they're saying. But yeah, make sure you check out Matchday Vlogs. And thanks again, Jack, and we'll see you in a bit, people.